Hello, boys and girls. So, one of the skills that we're going to practice and we're going to talk about again that you're going to see over and over and over again in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, all the time is going to be, excuse me, is going to be time. Okay. And we went over this quite a bit, but we're going to continue to go over it. And so, I have my clock here with you. So, let me do a review about the time and the clocks, and then you're going to do your sheet to practice. So the first things first that we're going to talk about is the two hands. Okay, we have the short hand and then we have the long hand. And if you'll remember that the short hand is the little guy. He's the littlest one. And because he's short, we like to put him first. We like to call him Howard the Hour. And we call him the hour hand because first thing, when we say the time, Howard the Hour is the littlest one and he goes first because he's so small and he goes, pick me, I want to go first, me. So we got to get him first because if not, we'll forget about him. So anytime you look at a clock, your eyeballs go first to Howard the Hour because he really needs to go first because he's so small. We always put the little guy first. And when we do that, we look at the actual number on here. We look at the real number. We don't look at skip counting or anything like that. We look at the true blue number that we see on the clock. So Howard the Hour right now is pointing right here, okay? And what I notice about that is that he's not pointing to a real actual number. He's in between numbers. And if you were in my class, you were thinking, the way that I described it, and what I'm going to tell you guys right now is if I was running a race and I was almost to the finish line and I got almost there, I could still get my medal, right? Like I could still say that I won, even though I never crossed the finish line. I never really got to the finish line. I could still say I got to the finish line, right? No, absolutely not. So unless they actually get to the finish line and they get to that number, we don't call it that number. We still call it the number before. So right here is Howard the Hour. Is he 11 o'clock yet? No, he is still 10 o'clock because he hasn't finished his race. If he was here pointing on the 11, he finished his race and we can call it 11. If he was here, would we call him 12 yet? No, we would still call him 11 because he hasn't finished his race yet. So remember, the clock moves this way around. So it goes in order all the way around. So if he was here, what would that be? Would that be 9 or 10? It would be 9 because he hasn't finished his race and reached 10 o'clock yet. So it would be, we would say 9, okay? And then after we'd say the hour, then we move on to Manny the Minute. He's the minute hand. He's the big guy. So we say Manny the Minute. He's the big dude. He's the big guy. And because he's so big, we have to skip count to get to his numbers. He's a big dude. And so he starts off with, when he's up here, we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And that reminds us that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So when we look at a clock, the first number we say is Howard the Hour's number, and his is the regular numbers. And then we look at Manny's numbers, Manny the Minute. And the only way to know Manny's, because he's so big, is to skip count, okay? We have to count the big numbers on the outsides. This clock gives you a huge hint. Not all clocks are going to do that, so you have to use your own skip counting methods when we count by 5s, okay? And if you'll notice, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to show you in just a second how to kind of increase your skills a little bit, and we're going to do counting on. So give me a second, we'll do that. So if Manny the Minute was here, what I would say, of course, my first number I would say is Howard's number, Howard the Hour, and he is pointing on the what? The 10. So I would say 10, and then I'll come over to Manny's number. Would I say 10, 3? Because he's on the 3, right? No, we're going to have to skip count to get to his. So we say 5, 10, 15. So we say 10, 15. And the way that we write that is 10 with our colon 15. And that tells us hour and minute, okay? Then let's say that he was here, okay? Again, we got to start off with Howard the hour. He's on the 10. And actually, if we were doing a real clock, this has sand in it. I have no idea why. I wish I was at the beach, but I haven't been, so I don't know why there's sand in there. But normal clocks, that would have turned with me. But the Howard the hour would be about right there. So I can go ahead and call him 11, right? I mean, he's like halfway there. We can just go ahead and say he finished the race. No, he didn't finish the race, so we're still on the 10. So we say 10, and then he's down here at the 6. So do we say 10-6? No, we say 10, and then we got to figure out what number that is. So we got to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it is 10:30. That time is 10:30. Another way to say this, we have gone half the clock. We have gone half past. It was, let me see if it'll actually, oh yeah, there it goes. It was 10 o'clock, and then we went half the distance, so it's half past 10. So that's how we say that, half past 10. So it was 10, and then we went halfway past it, and then it's 10:30, okay? Now, those were the easy ones. Let me do a hard one. What if I did that one? I'm gonna hold it up, okay? So now we have Howard the hour. Oh, he's really close to the 11. So let's just go ahead and call it 11, right? No, still on the 10 because he hasn't reached 11 yet. He's still about right there. So we are still on 10 o'clock. So it's 10. But again, we always have to, I'm gonna have to hold this one. And I'm actually, boop, I wanna hide it so you don't know what it is. So we're gonna start back at the 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it is 10:40. That's what time my clock shows, 10:40. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, now this is all you're gonna need to know in first grade. Actually, this is what you're gonna need to know in second grade. I just gave you a lot of second grade skills. I'm also gonna give you a few more skills. I'm gonna click you over to third grade. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you sure? What if I had right there? Ooh, that's not as easy, is it? Well, let's try it. We always start off with Howard the hour. So is Howard, well, ooh, he's close to that 11. Should we go ahead and call it 11? No, he's still 10, still in the 10 o'clock hour. So it's 10, and we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And well, then my next number is 45. But if I get up here, I've gone too far. Manny is right here. So I just have 40. Now I'm gonna count on, and I'm just gonna count by 1 minute at a time until I hit Manny. So I'm gonna go 40, 41, 42. Okay, does that make sense? So it's 10:42. Got it? Okay, I'm gonna give you a trick. I'm gonna see this one. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Okay, I've got a time right here. I'm gonna see if you can figure it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold it here, and then, wait, right there is where my time is. And then you are gonna push pause and see if you can figure out what this time is. I have to hold it there or my little time, my minute hand falls down. I'm gonna hold it there. Okay, and if you need to, push pause, because I'm about to give you the answer. I want to see if you can figure out what the answer is. Okay, I'm going to start giving you the answer. Now, I'm looking at Howard the hour first. Here's Howard, my little guy. Howard the hour says, pick me, go me first. And he's between the 4 and the 5. Well, he's right in the middle, so I know I got to back it up. So it's actually 4. So 4 is my hour, 4 o'clock. And now Manny the minute, he's a big Manny. So we're going to have to skip count. We're going to go 5, 10, 15. But if I go to 20, I'm skipping over him. So I leave off on 5, 10, 15. Now I've got to count by ones. I'm going to count on 15, 16, 17, 18. So my time here is 4:18. 4:18. Okay? So I'm going to leave this video on here, and you're going to practice your time on the sheet that's attached, okay? If you have any questions, rewatch the video. Again, if you need any further assistance, then go ahead and let us know and we'll do a practice Zoom with you. All right, good luck.